The end of Star vs. the Forces of Evil was a blow to many fans. The abrupt ending is often pinned on Disney XD execs, something I believe as well.
You think God is in control here? I am in control! I've been in control since the 50s, in case you haven't noticed!
But the team did such a good job of world building with the time they did have that the community is still talking about the many unanswered questions the show left. So let's go through the top 10 mysteries left by Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Number 10. Marco's cheek marks. When Marco gets the wand and uses it to cast the all-seeing eye to find Star, we see that he has crescent-shaped cheek marks. Do all humans have hidden cheek marks? And can all humans and mumans use wands? We do see Lobster Claw using it, and he doesn't have any cheek marks, and so does Ludo, so this seems likely. Marco obviously doesn't have visible cheek marks throughout the show, when he isn't using the wand, and the butterflies themselves seem to be born with cheek marks. So was it the Blood Moon curse that gave Marco these specific marks, indicating some increase in power or some special bond to magic? Do the cheek marks even mean anything at all about your magic abilities? So many questions on this one. Number 9. How did the Mumans get to the realm of magic? Given how they appear in Meteora's lesson, it seems clear that they've passed through one way or another. We get an insultingly brief little reference to this from Marco in Shenanigans as well. You can really feel how pushed for time they were in this season.
Ah, and here it is, where I got my new shirt. And then I guess I saw this dumb wall with graffiti.
Whoa. I don't think that's graffiti.
Glossaric?
Jana, what happened next?
I guess I was here.
But this is very much still unanswered. Were the Magical High Commission already around at this point, and did one of them, like Hekapoo for example, open up a portal to allow unsuspecting humans, or a specific select group of humans, to pass through? Was it a Backrooms-esque no-clip zone these humans sailed into? And how did they get from the realm of magic to Muni? They don't seem to be accompanied by any other magical beings. Not even Moon could do that alone. Or is it just that in this universe, interdimensional travel is something that can happen randomly by astronomically small chance, and just by random chance this poor group of humans had it happen to them twice? Number 8. What exactly powers the Solarian warriors? We know it's magic, but it must be a pretty secretive substance and/or spell to grant apparent immortality and immunity from aging to humans. And yet, we never hear Solaria's spells referred to as forbidden chapters in the Book of Magic or anything like that. Eclipsa may have a reputation for being the evil, dark queen, but Solaria tapped into something much more sinister than Eclipsa ever did. Aside from Mina, all the Solarian warriors are said to have been driven mad by the magic used to make them. So what dark secrets did make them? Number 7. What is Glossaric? It seems to be a chicken or the egg kind of deal with him. When Star plans to destroy magic, he confirms that, as a magical being, he'll die along with the other magical creatures.
Glossaric, what's going to happen to you?
Well, a good captain always goes down with his ship.
And we also know that he is capable of creating the unicorns that power wands. He also created other magical beings in creating the Magical High Commission. So is he just a Father Time-esque all-powerful being? Or is he the essence of magic itself? Number 6. Is the timeline of magic cyclical? Following the destruction of magic, which Glossaric encourages, just as he encouraged TOFFEE to go ahead with his plan to wage war against the Mumans in Meteora's lesson, are humans again going to find themselves in the realm of magic at some point and start the whole process over? How can magic be gone if these once separate worlds are fused following its destruction? What is that if not consistent with this universe's magic? What's more, the realm of time is shown to be impervious to Star's magic, which is also where Ronaldo the Bald Pate, ex-Magical High Commission member, lives, as well as Father Time. So if powerful magical creatures do still exist in this realm after Star's genocidal tantrum, maybe magic isn't totally doomed. And the way Glossaric, the seemingly all-knowing Glossaric, reacts to time and destiny, especially in Meteora's lesson, suggests that there is a fixed timeline that he is aware of. His rather chill reaction to his destruction may just be him being resigned to fate, sure, knowing it was coming.
So, no magic means no Marco?
Actually, no magic means no Glossaric. Marco will be fine. The magic will put him back where he belongs.
But maybe he also knows he's coming back in one form or another. Number 5. Why did Eclipse's Black Velvet Inferno spell turn Meteora into a baby, and why did this seem to shock even Eclipse? Is Black Velvet Inferno a destruction spell against most things, but something that doesn't affect magic users or magical beings? If so, and if that's why Eclipse seems as devastated as she does to cast it on her own daughter, then surely that means Eclipse has only ever used it on monsters, which seems unlikely given her history, or humans, which may mean that not all humans have the capacity to use magic. Which in turn could imply the Magical High Commission was actually quite careful when choosing the peasant girl Festivia as the successor to the throne in place of Meteora. But that's just me, maybe I've gotten away from myself here. Number 4. How did Seth die? Seth only appears in the accompanying Magic Book of Spells, but he's still very much relevant to the show as well. Seth is a Septarian, like Toffee and Rastakor, and is therefore supposedly immortal, unless attacked using certain spells, like the one Eclipse teaches a teenage moon. We know he lived during the reign of Comet, as he declined Comet's invite to a peacemaking banquet, and was prominent amongst the faction of monsters who refused to agree to a peacemaking treaty with the Mumins. So he was alive long after Eclipse was crystallized, the only queen with spells that can destroy immortals like the Septarians, and unless something huge was left out, we know that Moon didn't zap him with the same spell she used to sever Toffee's finger. So when did he die, and what killed him exactly? Number 3. Speaking of Septarians, if Rastakor can regenerate from just a hand, why can't Toffee regenerate from an intact eye, an intact skeleton, and maybe some of his flesh? After all, it wasn't one of Eclipse's special anti-immortality spells that Star used here to defeat Toffee in Season 3. And when he's blown up by the effects of the Whispering spell in Season 1's Storm the Castle, he manages to regenerate, and a lot more of him is left in one piece here. Whatever was special about Star's attack here that actually defeated Toffee isn't confirmed. Maybe he wasn't totally gone after all, and the rushed final season of the show deprived us of a Toffee return. Or maybe a spell used to destroy something immortal isn't an Eclipse-only ability. We do see a lot of evidence that Star is particularly powerful as a spellcaster. And speaking of that, number 2. Is being of the Butterfly Dynasty at all important in terms of magic potency? I'm leaning no on this one, but it was never solidly confirmed, and you could argue either way. One of Eclipse's first mentions comes when Star is found to be able to use magic without a wand.
In fact, I haven't seen anything like this since Queen Eclipse.
Monster love.
Meteora can do this too. However, it's never said or implied that any of the queens before Eclipse, before Festivia was swapped in, were unable to do this. This makes sense when you also think about how the first queen of Muni came about. She wasn't born a spellcaster. She was a human who no-clipped into the realm of magic with a bunch of others, and was given Meteora's altered rattle by Glossaric as the first wand. We know that Marco and some other monsters can wield Star's wand too, so it seems more like magic is a force out in the universe that some are naturally better at commanding than others, but not because of heritage or even species. And number 1. Are Toffee and Star the magical antitheses of one another? Are they opposites? Hear me out here. We see that Toffee is reborn from what looks like the same substance as corrupted magic. Star is reborn from golden, uncorrupted magic, and Glossaric also reappears from golden, uncorrupted magic, and the magic in Eclipse's hands is healed by this magic, and the Magical High Commission is revived by the same substance as well. When Toffee kind of takes over Ludo's wand hand and influences him through it, the wand's cleaved crystal is corrupted, yet Toffee is still exerting influence quite happily through this corrupted magic. Moon and Glossaric urge Star not to use her wand whilst it is corrupted, because it will make her trackable to the enemy monsters, and we already know at this point that Toffee is inside Ludo.
Toffee is dead. Ludo in castle.
Ugh, Toffee not dead. Toffee inside Ludo.
Oh.
When the Whispering spell is used in the realm of magic to destroy it, the magic turns into what, again, seems to be this same black, corrupted magic substance. I wonder then, if Toffee wasn't looking to destroy magic as a force, but to invert it, to be able to use and control what is, for Star and the Magical High Commission, corrupted magic, but not for him. This may be why he wants Star to use the Whispering spell in Season 1, as opposed to just hand over her wand. What I think further lends itself to this is something I mentioned earlier. Eclipsa describes her total annihilation spell as something that destroys immortal beings, i.e. the Septarians, the only enemy immortals we know of. Yet she seems shocked when this doesn't in fact kill Meteora. It has a regenerative effect on her magic-wielding, half-human daughter, though it may just be more important that Meteora doesn't have Septarian heritage, because we do see that monsters like Ludo and Lobsterclaw, again, can use magic too. It could be that Septarians are only able to use and tolerate corrupted magic. You know what, there is one I want to put above my number 1 on this list. The most important unanswered question of all. How did Dave get Rathmelior pregnant? This is by no means the end of the long list of unanswered questions about this show, and I haven't touched on the book more than briefly. So what bothers you most about the end of Star-Lore? What answers would you give to any of these? Please, no illustrations of how Dave got Rathmelior pregnant. Well, that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and if you like that, take a look at the rest of my channel for more commentary on Western animation. I really miss this show and love talking about it, so I might even do another Star one in the nearish future. Feel free to head over to my Patreon to let me know what you want me to make next. I really value your opinions, and I do read through all the comments even if I don't reply to all of you. Thanks so much again for watching, and feel free to follow me either on that Patreon account or on Twitter, and make sure to subscribe to stay posted. Bye for now!